lesson is on triple-digit subtraction with regrouping across zeros. Let's look at this problem 307 minus 58 to see how this works. Now we know when we subtract, we always start in the ones place. And we see 7 minus 8. Well, we can't do that because 7 is smaller than 8. So what we need to do is go next door. So when I go next door to the 0, there's a problem because we can't take from 0 because 0 is nothing. So what we need to do is go all the way to the hundreds place and borrow here. So our 3 becomes a 2. Well, then our 0 becomes a 10. Now let's go back to our problem again and see if we can subtract. 7 minus 8. We still can't do that. So now what we can do is go next door and borrow from that 10. So the 10 becomes a 9, and our 7 becomes a 17. Now let's see if we can subtract 17 minus 8. We can because 17 now is larger than 8. 17 minus 8 is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. And 2 minus nothing or 0 is 2. So our answer is 249. Let's look at another problem. Here we have 200 minus 144. When we look in the ones place, we know we cannot subtract 4 from 0 because it's bigger. When we go next door, in this column here in the middle, we still can't do that either because 0 is less than 4. So what we need to do is go to the hundreds place. So I'm going to make my 2 a 1. And our 0 here becomes a 10. Now let's go back to the ones place. We still can't do 0 minus 4, so now we need to borrow from that 10. So our 10 becomes a 9, and our 0 becomes a 10. Now let's subtract down. We know that 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 4 is 5, and 1 minus 1 would be 0, so our answer is 56. Let's look at another example. Here we have 500 minus 392. We can't do 0 minus 2. We go next door and we see that we cannot do 0 minus 9 because it's smaller on the top. So we go to our hundreds place and we borrow here. So our 5 becomes a 4. And our 0 becomes a 10. Well, we still can't do 0 minus 2, so we need to borrow again. So I'm going to take our 10 and make it a 9 and add that 10 that we borrowed over here. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 9 is 0. And 4 minus 3 is 1. Our answer is 108. Let's look at another example. Here we have 600 minus 497. In the ones place, we can't do 0 minus 7. In the tens place, we cannot do 0 minus 9 because the zeros are smaller. So we go all the way to the hundreds place to borrow. So our 6 will become a 5, and our 0 here becomes a 10. We still can't do 0 minus 7 in the ones place. So we're going to borrow from this 10 again and put that over here. And then we'll do 10 minus 7 is 3. 9 minus 9 is 0. And 5 minus 4 is 1. Our answer is 103. Let's look at one last example. Here we have 408 minus 269. Well, in the ones place, we can't do 8 minus 9 because 8 is smaller than 9. In the tens place, we can't do 0 minus 6. So let's go to the hundreds place. The 4 becomes a 3, and our 0 here becomes a 10. Well, we still have a problem because we can't subtract 9 from 8 in the ones place. So we're going to take from this 10, and we're going to add that over here, so our 8 becomes an 18. 18 minus 9 is 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. And 3 minus 2 is 1. Our answer is 139. That's the end of our lesson today on subtraction across zeros.